The Equal Credit Opportunity Act, also known as ECOA, is a fundamental topic for the national portion of the real estate exam. This federal law is often tested alongside the Fair Housing Act, but examiners will specifically target your ability to distinguish the nuances between the two. While both laws prohibit discrimination based on race, color, religion, national origin, and sex, ECOA goes further by protecting 3 additional classes that you must be able to identify on test day: marital status, age, and the receipt of income from public assistance programs. A very common exam trap involves confusing familial status with marital status. Familial status, which refers to the presence of children under 18, is a Fair Housing Act protection, whereas marital status, whether you are single, married, or divorced, is an ECOA protection. If a test question describes a lender asking a borrower if they are pregnant or planning to have children, that lender is violating ECOA protections against discriminating based on marital status and future income stability. Another high-probability exam scenario involves age discrimination. Under ECOA, a lender cannot deny a loan to a borrower simply because they are elderly, provided they have the legal capacity to enter into a contract. You might see a question where a 70-year-old applicant with a high net worth is denied a 30-year mortgage because the bank assumes they will not live to see the end of the term. This is a clear violation of ECOA. You should also be prepared for questions regarding the receipt of public assistance. A lender must consider income from Social Security, disability, or unemployment benefits, just as they would any other stable source of income. They cannot discount this income simply because of its source. To keep these extra protections straight in your head, use the mnemonic phrase, ECOA gives credit an AMP up, where the acronym AMP stands for age, marital status, and public assistance. If the exam question asks about a lender and mentions any of those 3, you know the answer involves ECOA. Furthermore, ECOA includes a protection that is unique among these laws, which is the prohibition against discriminating against an applicant who has in good faith exercised any right under the Consumer Credit Protection Act. This means if a borrower previously sued a bank for a credit report error, that bank cannot hold it against them in a future loan application. From a procedural standpoint, the exam frequently asks about the timeline for lender notifications. Lenders have exactly 30 days to inform an applicant whether their loan has been approved, denied, or if the application is incomplete. If the loan is denied, the lender must provide a specific written reason for the adverse action or provide instructions on how the applicant can obtain that reason. This is called an adverse action notice and is a frequent subject of multiple choice questions. Keep in mind that while a lender can ask about your marital status for the purpose of determining legal rights to the property in certain states, they cannot use that information to evaluate your creditworthiness. When you encounter a question about a bank, a mortgage broker, or any person who regularly extends credit, your primary focus should be on ECOA regulations. Mastering the differences between ECOA and the Fair Housing Act is one of the most effective ways to pick up points on the national portion of the exam, because these topics are so frequently intertwined to confuse unprepared candidates. Regardless of the type of loan, whether it is for a home, a car, or a small business, ECOA applies to the extension of credit across the board. Always look for the source of the discrimination. And if it involves a credit application or a loan process, ECOA is your primary regulatory framework. Pay close attention to the notification rule, as it is a frequent flyer on the national exam. This transparency is designed to prevent hidden bias in the lending industry. By focusing on the AMP categories and the specific context of the loan application, you can navigate these questions with confidence.